Any attempt to build wealth should begin by building and mastering your personal brand. You see, building and mastering your personal brand is relevant to you whether you're thinking of starting and scaling your six, seven, eight, and nine figure brand, whether you're thinking about starting your mega ministry, whether you're thinking about positioning yourself to be successful in politics, or you're thinking about the best pathways you can use to enhance a better quality of life. Building and mastering a personal brand is important. Now, what I will reveal to you today is three important concepts that you must learn, apply, and master. And here is where you truly want to commit your time, talent, and resources to master these three bodies of knowledge. Step one is for you to commit that time, talent, and resources to truly understand the importance and significance in building and mastering your personal brand. And I will give you that explanation shortly. Second is for you to understand how to build and master your personal brand. And last but not least, is for you to understand the important strategies and tools and techniques that you can deploy in building and mastering your personal brand in a way that enables you to achieve the high rewards, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Now, let us begin with lesson one. And lesson one is, what is the importance of building and mastering your personal brand? Why should anyone invest the time, talent, and resources to master this body of knowledge? Step one, it is by building and mastering your personal brand that you are now able to get a foot in the door. A foot in the door might means that because of your brand, you become more marketable. And because you're more marketable, more people want to utilize your talent as a consultant, as an engineer, or as an employee. It enables you to get a foot in the door. Now, that is step one. Now that you have a foot in the door, because you continue to invest your time, talent, and resources to build a strong personal brand, it now gets you a seat at a table. And here is where you're sitting in the boardroom and you are elevating your ability to contribute because you continue to invest in building and mastering your personal brand. Now, sometimes getting a seat at the table does not mean that you are being visible and you're being heard. But with a strong personal brand, your strong personal brand also enables you to be visible and to be heard. So, of course, when we are speaking of building and mastering a strong personal brand, we're speaking about this in the context of you rising to the occasion to master the entire body of knowledge that is being shared here now. Now, the fourth importance in building and mastering your personal brand is that it now enables you to realize targeted performance outcome. What exactly does it mean to attain targeted performance outcome? It means that you are now in a position of strength to attain the high rewards, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Because of your personal brand that represents knowledge and abilities and skill sets and leadership, you are now able to deploy that personal brand in such a way that enable you to achieve targeted performance outcome. Now, the Wealth Builder's Blueprint is designed to give you these step by steps. So again, whether you're attempting to attain success in business, success in ministry, success in politics, and success in life, the Wealth Builder's Blueprint will set you up for success. Now, we are examining today the importance in building and mastering your personal brand. Now, let us look at how to build and master your personal brand. I'm fully aware that very often when you hear of building and mastering your personal brand, it's an abstract interpretation that you're being exposed to. And what I will attempt to do is to demystify that abstract. So, how to build and master your personal brand? We look at three steps. Step one, you must add personality to your person. Now, how does one add personality to one's person? Those are things that we will go deeper into as we go deeper into the Wealth Builder's Blueprint. Now, every successful person that I know, guess what? They have a strong personal brand and they add personality to their person. Let's think about Bill Gates. Let's think about Robert Kiyosaki. Let's think about Elon Musk. These persons, they spend time, talent, and resources enhancing their personal brand. So why not you? When you are attempting to position yourself to build wealth through your business, through your ministry, through politics, or through your personal efforts in life. So you need to add personality to your person, but this is only the beginning. That personality must be aligned to a specific demographic, a specific target market. It must be aligned to your ideal avatar. Now, what are the practical steps that you need to take to ensure that this alignment is taking place? Because very often, when you're ill aware of the practical steps that must be taken to create this alignment, you, by default, you're setting the stage to undermine your efforts, your vision, your desire to be successful, to build wealth. So let me break this down just a little bit. Now, any attempt to align, it means that you must understand or identify who is the ideal avatar, who is the ideal client. And this is not something that you want to guess about. You want to ensure that you have the highest degree of clarity of who is the ideal client. Now, there are a number of biodata markers that you need to understand in coming to that point where you are actually predetermining that this is the ideal client. If you don't know those biodata markers, you really don't know the ideal client. Now, you need to get into things like what are their specific needs? You need to invest time, talent, and resources to truly understand what are the specific needs of the ideal avatar. Now, from there is where you can now consider setting the stage up to innovate products and services to reach the expectation, to exceed the expectations, and possibly to be able to achieve this with the highest degree of consistency. Now, listen to me very carefully. What I said is that you're going to set the stage to start innovating products and services to reach and exceed the expectation. I didn't say start the process because there are additional facts that you need to understand before you get to innovation. Now, I know because you're young, excited about attaining your business strategic objective, you may rush to innovation because yes, you think you know the ideal client. Yes, think you understand their specific needs. So you rush to innovation. But that is not enough information to make what we consider to be a highly informed and highly educated business decision. That still borders on emotional decision. You're not able to break through the ceiling of emotional decision until you come to the third point that we are now going to talk about. So you add personality to your person in building your personal brand. That personality must be aligned to people. It must be aligned to an ideal avatar, an ideal client. And how you know that is aligned, you identify who they are, their needs, and then you position yourself to start thinking about innovation. But then you need to ask yourself, is this ideal client relevant to me? And what are the metrics that you are looking at to be certain that the ideal client, the ideal group of people is relevant to you? There are a number of biodata markers that you need to consider. One, market size and market viability. Are you aware of this or are you speculating about this? Two, market accessibility. How real How accessible is this market? Three, are you reaching an urgent and immediate need? Because it is urgency and immediacy that will tell you the potential of the business to cash flow versus the speed in which that business idea can cash flow. Do you have this body of knowledge that gives you the insurance that the ideal client is relevant to you? Let's go one step further. Is the ideal client relevant to you in the context that do they have the ability to pay? You see, many people may have a need, they may have dreams and hopes and aspirations, but are they able to invest in it? Do you have this body of knowledge that is helping you to make a highly informed business, highly educated business decision and not an emotional decision? Now that you know that they have the ability to pay, do they have the willingness to pay you? Because there are still barriers that you would have to break through. The know, like, and trust as a rising star in business, if you're not aware of these things, is what's going to set the stage for you to struggle in your business journey. So now that you know that they have the ability to pay, they have the willingness to pay, do you know how to get them to invest their hard-earned money in the products and service that you are now going to innovate to reach and to exceed their expectations? So in building and mastering your personal brand, if all of these things are now looked at, the possibility exists you're not building a properly aligned brand. And that might be one of the single most important reasons why the business may just be pivoting and not elevating the way that you want it to elevate. Of course, there are many other factors for us to consider, because building the brand is one thing. Understanding the entire ecosystem to take that brand to the next level is quite another. The Wealth Builder's Blueprint is designed to give you this body of knowledge to set you up for success. So, in concluding today, I want to quickly recap on a couple of things. Any attempt to build and master your personal brand, any attempt to build wealth, it should begin by building and mastering your personal brand. Because building and mastering your personal brand is relevant to business, is relevant to you and your ministry, it's relevant to you in politics, and it's relevant to you in positioning yourself to embrace a better quality of life. So I want to encourage you to commit that time, talent, and resources to really understand what it takes to build and master your personal brand. And the Wealth Builder's Blueprint, designed by Global Capital Inc., I believe is all that you need to truly learn what it takes to be successful. Now, in conclusion, I want to ask two simple questions. What is the face of success? And this is a question that I want you to pause a bit and really think about, because millions of people across the world, they want to be successful. In fact, what most people in the world have in common is a desire to be successful, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the true question that you want to ask yourself is, what is the face of success? Now, if you cannot predetermine the face of success, the possibility exists that you may embrace success and fly right past your nest. You self-sabotage. So we will talk about these issues as you come into the Wealth Builder's Blueprint. The second question, is there a pathway to predetermined success? Now, we see millions of people around the world. You try day in and you try day out. You work hard, you work smart, you work. But in spite of how hard you commit your time, talent, and resources to position yourself to build wealth, you seem to be going in a circle. So the question is there a pathway to predict success? And I want to say to you, the answer is yes. And with Wealth Builder's Blueprint, we will give you the systems that will enable you to understand those pathways. My name is Gary Thompson. It has been a pleasure being with you today. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. Reach out to us, and I'll be happy to provide you with the content of information to push you forward in business, in ministry, in politics, and in life. Be blessed, and see you soon.